Do you remember walking into a video rental store, the smell of popcorn and plastic cases filling the air, and picking a movie purely based on the cover art? That's the feeling that I wanted my new series, The Cleaner, to have. A story that pulls you back and just makes you forget about everything for a little while. And today I'm going to show you how I recreated the magic of the 1980s A24 style without a Hollywood budget. And I've always loved the raw, nostalgic, imperfectly perfect vibe of A24 films. So I wanted this series to carry some of that DNA, but with my own twist. And the series takes place in 1982, which is obviously great for the aesthetic, but when you're not working with Hollywood budgets, it can come with a lot of challenges. And locations, wardrobe, and camera angles were the three hurdles that I had to tackle. Living in a small town helped me tremendously because a lot of the buildings here still have that outdated charm, which allowed me to make my directing process just a bit easier when trying to recreate a look from the 80s. And being in a small town, local business owners are also very supportive in wanting to help you with your projects. And one of the locations that I filmed in was a coffee shop, which I'm also a customer at, and it looked like it was literally ripped right out of the 80s. So my next challenge was wardrobe, because as much as we love the 80s look and the 80s style, it's a little difficult trying to go to a store and just grab 80s clothing right off the rack. But that's where thrifting turned out to be a game changer. And I've personally never thrifted for clothes. I always thrift for props. And honestly, I think I had a little bit more fun than I should have. But walking up and down those aisles, it ended up becoming like a treasure hunt to find the perfect wardrobe for how our characters would dress during that time. Because it wasn't just about what we want to see them in, it's would that be their personality. Now let's talk about angles, because that is super tricky. And when you don't have a big budget to work with, you're stuck shooting a lot of it outside. And outside means that I had to avoid modern areas, modern buildings, parks, cars, street signs, anything that would literally ruin the vibe of what it would mean to look like it's in the 80s. And interiors were no different, because let's face it, we want to modernize our homes. We want to do renovations. So even going as far as like an old school couch or having a shot with wallpaper that looks right out of your grandma's era, that was what we were looking for. Now, the inspiration for The Cleaner came from A24 films such as The Iron Claw, Maxine, and Dream Scenario. And even though I'm not working with a $58,000 camera and lenses that really are not made for the public, it didn't stop me from getting what I needed. What mattered most to me were the details, so I focused a lot more on set design, color, and lighting. And it wasn't just a matter of slapping a LUT on the final product in post and calling it a day. No. Everything that I did had to feel as authentic as possible. Over the last year and a half, I've been experimenting a lot with digital film stock to get me that authentic look for my films. And I've been doing the best of my abilities to recreate all my looks from scratch. And what really inspired me to want to recreate this look in everything that I do really came from films like Scarface and Goodfellas. And you can't have an 80s film with also recreating the editing style of that era. The cuts within the project have to feel like it belongs. Now let's talk about one of the most important pieces of the puzzle, the soundtrack. The 80s had such an iconic sound, but using those tracks would get you flagged on YouTube in a heartbeat. That's where Licked came in. Licked lets creators use mainstream music legally without worrying about copyright strikes. It meant I could use some absolute classics from the 80s like this. But that's not all they have. If your project needs modern music, they have that too.
And I'm bad like the Barbie. I'm a doll, but I still wanna party. Pink felt like I'm ready to bend. I'm a 10, so I pull in a Ken. Like Jazzy, Stacy, Nikki. All of the Barbies is pretty. Damn.
And it's affordable. It's only $8 per track, and they have an unlimited supply of stock music included. And if you want to check it out, the links are in the description below. So to wrap things all up, this whole project embraced imperfections. Working with limitations allowed me to be super creative and take a lot of bigger risks that I probably would never do if I had a budget. It gave me the freedom to lean into what felt right. And honestly, I feel like that's where a lot of the magic happened. The Cleaner premieres early next year, and I got a bunch of documentaries and other short films that are coming too. 2025 is going to be a big year for my career, and I honestly can't wait to share with you everything that I'm going to be putting out there. But in the meantime, because you probably haven't seen it, go check out the trailer for The Cleaner here, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.